Hello guys, today I am going to show you how to apply an UI map on your object in After Effects. So you don't have to go back to Cinema 4D and apply new textures, new materials or whatever you want to apply on your object. In this case I'm using a balloon model which is slightly animated. So just for the sake of this tutorial and for the sake of animation, I have added some quick animation, so you will see that the map or the image is actually applied over the balloon, over this sphere, and it renders very nicely. So in the first place I want to add an object buffer to my balloon. Object buffer actually creates a separate path or file that helps me to make very fine chains or options on my model or on a part of a model. So in my case I want to apply a texture in After Effects on this part, which I just hide it. So right now I want to click on this object, go to Cinema 4D tags and click on Compositing. In the object buffer menu I'm going to enable the object buffer for ID number 1. So I want to remember this number. Now I'm going to edit my render settings. I'm going to output, and here I can change dimensions, definition. I can make it HD or maybe more mobile friendly video. In this case I'm going to use lower quality video because I want to render quickly so I can show you how this works. And I'm going to export from 1 to 89 frame. On the save I'm going to enable saving, and I'm going to choose folder where I want to save my files. I'm going to videos and make a new folder. I'm going to call it Cinema 4D UV mapping. And I'm going to call it main composition. Save. I want to enable multipass so I can edit my video anytime I want in After Effects and not in Cinema 4D. I'm going to find my folder, videos, Cinema 4D, and I'm going to apply, and I'm going to call it object buffer. I'm also going to enable object buffering. Usually it's not turned on. I'm going to turn it off everything I can, and as you can see I turn it on, and I'm going to click on multipass, and I need to find object buffer. Here it is, and as you can see it's grouped either number 1, it's enabled as number 1. I'm going to click on multipass, and I'm going to turn on the material UV mapping. Click on material UVW. Here we don't have any options, but that's just enough. Now we go to render queue, click on render or this icon here, or you can go to render, add to render queue. Yes, here is my list of the render files. I'm going to choose this one and remove it from the list. I'm actually going to remove everything from the list, and I'm going to click on this icon, hold the mouse down, add to render queue, wait a second. As you can see it's saved in Cinema 4D UV mapping, and I want to click start rendering. This, in the meantime, I want to explain you how it works. Basically, you will need to use a free plugin for this, which helps you to wrap the textual logo or text or anything you want around your object. It's very useful as you don't have to worry about the surface. Is it like like a cube or a sphere, because it will just do all the work for you, but you might need to make some fine changes or apply some options. You will see, and you can download the plugin from the link in the description. Once you render your video, you don't have to go to back you don't have to go to Cinema 4D to make some changes. You can make your changes directly in the After Effects, which is a good thing. This might not be the best solution, but for now this is a very good solution for me, and it works just fine. You will need to use a blend mode in order to separate the texture. Blend modes and track mattes are like you will need to use a track matte. Track matte is like a window, and obviously you can see through also. It's like a window to one part of a image or video. So if you have some knowledge in After Effects, you probably understand what I'm talking about. In the computer videos Cinema 4D folder, Cinema 4D UV mapping, you will see a list of PSD files. Every frame is exported and saved as PSD, which you can compose in After Effects. It's not saved as AVI or Windows Media Video. It's exported as a list of images. We can open the After Effects. After the render is done, we need to open the After Effects and import our files. We go to right click on this window, we go to import file and click on main composition AAC, click on open. Now we have two folders here. The first folder is our main composition, and the second folder contains the object buffer and the UV map we need. We are going in the first place to open the main composition. As you can see, here is our animation, and now I'm going to make a new composition, and I'm going to call it transition comp. I call it as transition comp as this composition actually contains these special passes which pass the texture to the model, and that way we get the final product. So the first is object buffer, and the second one is our UV map. I'm going to make a new solid, and I'm going to pre-compose this solid. I'm going to call it texture comp. I'm calling it as texture comp as this composition contains our texture. I'm going to add a new text. I will make it very simple, so I'm going to call it like cola. The name really doesn't matter for me, so but you can add an image, name, logo, or whatever you want. So I'm going to name it cola. And in the transition composition, I'm going to select my UV map. I know it's UV because it looks like this and it contains the UV in the file name. So I'm going to select it, go to Effect, transistorlayer.com, and ft-uvpass. This is the plugin I'm talking about. I'm going to select under the texture image. I'm going to select the texture comp because it contains the texture we need. Now I'm going to apply some modes in order to make it to pass only the texture on our balloon. Alright, Lumamate. As you can see, I'm going to zoom in. As you can see, we can see some texture here, but now we need to make it work under the texture comp, and we might need to move our texture a bit. So I'm going to rather to move it. As you can see, here is the texture. Let's just call it Lumamate for now. As you can see, I need to move rotate my text. This is probably not the best solution, but for me it works, at least for now. Especially since the UV mapping on sphere it's not as easy as it seems. So as you can see, here is our text. Now we need to make it smaller. Here it is. As you can see, it's applied. Also, you can move the texture here, but rather try to make it work in the first place by moving the texture or your logo in the texture composition, rather not by using these options, because they might mess up your product. You can use various settings in order to move it, in order to move the text. I can use several settings. Now the text is applied. Now I need to make this texture be applied on my balloon. I'm going to project and move in the transition comp. I'm going to move it going to move it above the main composition. You will need to play with this a bit for a while because this plugin is slightly buggy as far as I can tell. As you can see, it's applied on our balloon. And that's it. Just a tip, you might need to change the project settings and use the 32 bits per channel in order to make it look even better. As you can see, it already looks much smoother, but the main thing is that it works. And so yeah, thanks for watching and bye bye.